Principles of Naturland organic shrimp aquaculture. With limited wild shrimp resources and an increasing demand of tropical shrimp especially, aquaculture production is becoming more and more important. But unsustainable cultivation has many negative impacts on the environment, like the destruction of mangrove forests, unrestricted use of chemicals and pollution, which can also endanger the local population. Naturland organic aquaculture can help to reduce existing problems, prevent future ones, and improve the life of farmers. Mangrove forests. Mangrove forests are important ecosystems in coastal areas and intertidal zones. They are home to a rich fauna and flora, protect against flooding, and function as nurseries for fish and crabs. And their aerial roots retain sediments and prevent erosion, and they absorb toxic sediments before they can reach the ocean. Often these mangroves are destroyed to make space for the construction of new farms. Naturland does not permit the removal or damage of mangrove forests for the construction or expansion of shrimp farms. Long-established farms that were built on former mangrove areas need to reforest at least 50% of the former mangrove area. Therefore, Naturland promotes the sustainable production of shrimp in combination with protection of mangroves. A good example of how the integration of mangroves into shrimp aquaculture can benefit the environment and the farmers are the so-called integrated mangrove shrimp aquaculture systems in the Mekong Delta in Vietnam. There, the mangroves enhance natural feed production within the ponds, so the cultured species do not require any external feed. The water quality is hence not affected through nutrient enrichment by the external feed. But these integrated mangrove shrimp systems also have many advantages for the farmers. Low capital requirement, livelihood diversification through polyculture, provision of regular income, and the recognition as an organic farming practice. At the moment, over 1,200 farmers are already cultivating Naturland shrimp in integrated mangrove shrimp aquaculture systems on more than 7,000 hectares. Farm effluents. In intensive shrimp culture, uneaten feed, feces and residues of synthetic fertilizers are being released to the surrounding water bodies. These so-called effluents are very nutrient-rich and can harm nearby ecosystems by causing algal blooms, higher sedimentation, and the death of animals from lack of oxygen. In addition, released sediments can harm the growth and robustness of nearby coral reefs. The Naturland standards prohibit the use of synthetic fertilizers and require measures to minimize the outflow of nutrients and/or suspended solids, especially during harvesting. Feces and feed residues shall be removed and brought to adequate reusage, for example as fertilizer in agriculture. Any effects on surrounding ecosystems must be monitored and documented regularly by the farm. Medical treatments. The conventional shrimp farming industry still uses antibiotics for therapeutic and prophylactic reasons, which can not only create serious economic problems, but also health issues, such as antibiotic resistance or residues in products. Naturland standards do not allow the treatment of shrimp with antibiotics, chemotherapeutics, and other synthetic medical substances. They require to create a healthy environment for the animals and adopt preventative measures, such as low stocking densities, the controlled origin of larvae and inputs, monitoring of water quality and ecological conditions. Feed and feeding. In conventional and intensive shrimp farming, the feed usually consists of a vegetable portion that comes from conventional, non-organic agriculture, and fish meal and fish oil for which fish stocks are exploited. Usually it also contains synthetic additives, such as synthetic antioxidants and pigments. Naturland standards require the use of organic feed. This means plant-based ingredients must originate from organic agriculture. Fish meal and oil is limited to 20% and must also originate from sustainable sources, like, for example, trimmings of wild fish caught for human consumption. Origin of juveniles. For the cultivation, shrimp farmers rely on juvenile shrimp larvae. In conventional shrimp farming, these juveniles often come from wild collection, which comes with high levels of bycatch and depletion of wild stock, causing negative impacts on the biodiversity in coastal ecosystems. Or they come from conventional hatcheries, where animal welfare is disregarded for higher production. Naturland standards require juvenile shrimp to originate from organic hatcheries. Methods like cutting of eye stalk to induce spawning and active fishing for juvenile shrimp are not allowed. Social aspects. While the principles of organic aquaculture are an important contribution for a better environment, it is also about the people and social responsibility, like health and safety of the workers and good working conditions on the farms and in the processing facilities. Naturland offers an international network of organic producers, processors and retailers, and gives organic farmers access to international markets. Ultimately, the future of organic aquaculture depends on farmers like you to make a respectable living with your work. Because you and your work as organic farmers help make the planet a better place for everyone.